Well, hello. We're continuing here at Baronscourt Parish Church in County Tyrone, and you can see the lovely scenery. But I want to talk to you about a family, and that's a Musgrave family. Now, Dr. Samuel Musgrave and his wife Mary had 9 sons and 3 daughters. Originally from Edinburgh, Dr. Musgrave moved to Lisburn in County Down when he was about 20 years of age to practice as a doctor of medicine at a dispensary. Now, as a young man, Samuel was involved with the United Irishmen, and he was imprisoned in 1796 for over a year on high treason. Now, while being held in Dublin prison, within a month of his incarceration, he became temporarily deranged and tried to kill himself. He was released in 1798 and he resumed his professional medical work in Lisburn. But in 1803, that's the year of Robert Emmet's rebellion, Dr. Musgrave was once again arrested and imprisoned on a similar charge as before. Now, Dr. Samuel Musgrave was born in 1770 and he died in 1836, and he's buried in the Lisburn Cathedral graveyard. Now, after the death of their father, the Musgrave family moved from Lisburn to Belfast, and none of the Musgrave children actually went on to marry. But they did start a company, and it was previously called Musgrave and Brothers Hardware Merchants, and then they changed it to Ironworks of Messrs Musgrave and Co. Limited. This company had been formed by Robert Hamilton Musgrave, John Riddle Musgrave, and James Musgrave, the three brothers, or at least three of the brothers. So that was three of the sons of Dr. Samuel, in partnership with their uncle John Riddle, their mother's brother. Now, the business first appears in the Belfast Directory of 1843 to 1844, with an address at 99 High Street in Belfast. As the company expanded, however, larger premises were needed and were built. Now, during this period, the company was supplying merchandise throughout Britain, Europe, and even the Americas. They even supplied most of the ironwork for Dublin parks, including the bandstand at Phoenix Park. Now, Sir James Musgrave had been born in Lisburn on the 30th December 1826. And I want to show you these two graves here. They're not connected, of course, to the Musgrave family, but isn't that a fantastic grave? You can see the cross there, and it's like on the rock of Mount Calvary. But Sir James Musgrave, as I say, he had been born in Lisburn on the 30th December 1826. And James was a JP, he was a Deputy Lieutenant, and he was a High Sheriff of County Donegal from 1885 to 1886. So I'm going to show you this grave here. This is of Sarah, and she's actually the widow. She was the wife, of a Royal Navy man. It doesn't say that he's buried here. I'm not sure if he's buried here or not, but certainly she's buried here. So I'll get in here and let you see this better. So it says, placed by her children in loving memory of Sarah, widow of the late, I think that's M.G., but the surname is definitely Stevens, M.G. Stevens, I think it is, Royal Navy, of Spamount, I think that is, County, and that's in Donegal. And Sarah died the 6th of February 1886. But it doesn't actually say if her husband's buried here or not, so I'm not sure, to be honest. But she's definitely here. So there you go. Now, for the rest of his time, James spent his time in Belfast, where he was a prominent and public-minded citizen, devoting money, time and effort into developing the commercial and educational life of the city of Belfast. He was a Liberal Unionist who was created a baronet in 1897, and he died on the 22nd of February 1904, and he's also buried in the Cathedral Churchyard in Lisburn. There's actually a stained glass window to the memory of James in the First Presbyterian Church in Lisburn. Now, Henry Musgrave was the youngest brother of James. He was the youngest of all the family. You can see the lovely stones there. But he was the youngest of all the Musgrave brothers. And after the death of his brother James, Henry became chairman and the last family member of the Musgrave family on the board of Musgrave and Company Limited. And on the 1st of March 1917, Henry Musgrave was made an honorary burgess of the city of Belfast. I'm going to take you down here. He was also Grand Juror and High Sheriff of Donegal for 1909 to 1910 and was made Deputy Lieutenant of both the city of Belfast and Donegal. Now, Henry is best remembered, of course, for his gift of land, for which Musgrave Park in Belfast was built, and the park was opened by Lady Edith Dixon in 1924. Now, Henry's portrait hangs in the examination hall of Queen's University in Belfast, and Henry had a statue erected to Brigadier General John Nicholson, who, like Henry, was born in Lisburn. Now, that was erected in Market Square in Lisburn. And you can see a stove there because, of course, the Musgrave family were well known for their stoves. In fact, in 1891, the company were producing in their Belfast factory about 100 Musgrave stoves per week. And they were exported throughout Europe. And, of course, that was with showrooms in Frankfurt and Paris. And you can see there it says Musgrave's patent. And it's London and Belfast. So that's one of their stoves. Isn't that amazing? In this wee cellar. Absolutely fantastic. Now, Henry also had a statue erected to Brigadier General John Nicholson. As I say, who, like Henry, was born in Lisburn. Now, Henry was born in 1827. And he was the last of the Musgraves family to die on the 2nd of January 1922 at the age of 95 years. Now, in 1965, Musgrave and Co. were in such financial difficulties that the directors announced their intention for the business and company to go into liquidation, with the loss of 400 jobs, ending an incredible story of a 120-year-old firm. But as I say, one of the products that the Musgrave Company were famous for was their stoves. And, of course, one of their stoves is in this wee cellar. Isn't that fantastic? Absolutely brilliant. So that's the connection between the Musgrave family and Baronscourt Parish Church. So thanks for watching, and God bless.